Assalamu alaikum my students. Today you are going to learn social science class 6 civics chapter 1 understanding diversity part 6. Ladakh. Ladakh is a desert in the mountains in the eastern part of Jammu Kashmir. Very little agriculture is possible here since this region means one type of place, jaga, does not receive any rain and is covered in snow for a large part of the year. There are very few trees that can grow in the region. For drinking water, people depend on the melting snow. Melting means पिघलना. Snow, melting snow means बर्फ का पिघलना during the summer months. People here keep sheep, and the sheep in this region are special because they produce pashmina wool. This wool is priced and pashmina shawl cost a lot of money. The people in Ladakh carefully collect the wool from the sheep and sell this to trader from Kashmir. Pashmina shawl are very chiefly worn in Kashmir. Next, the people eat meat and milk products like cheese and butter. Each family owns some goats, cows, and rijos means yak cows. Being a desert did not mean that Ladakh did not attract its share of traders. It was considered a good trade route as it had many passes through which caravans traveled to which is today called Tibet. These caravans carried textile and spices. Spices means masale, rope, silk and carpet. The dry barren landscape of mountains, desert of Ladakh. Buddhism reached Tibet via Ladakh. Ladakh is also called Little Tibet. Islam was introduced in this region more than 400 years ago, and there is a significant Muslim population here. Ladakh is very rich oral tradition of songs and poems. Local versions of the Tibetan national epic, the Kesar Saga, are performed and sung by both Muslims and Buddhists. Kerala. Kerala is a state in southwest corner of India. It is surrounded by the sea on one side and hills on the other. A number of species like pepper, cloves, and cardamoms. Peppers mean muddy, cloves mean loving, and cardamoms means elaichi, are grown on the hills. Its spices that made this region are attractive places for traders. Jewish and Arab traders were the first to come here. Kerala. Kerala is a state in southwest corner of India. It is surrounded by the sea on one side and hills on the other. A number of species like pepper, cloves, and cardamoms. Peppers mean muddy, cloves mean loving, and cardamoms means elaichi, are grown on the hills. Its spices that made this region are attractive places for traders. Jewish and Arab traders were the first to come here. The apostle Kerala, the Christ, Kerala is Thomas is believed to have come here of India. Nearly surrounded 2,000 years ago on one side and hills on the other, with a number of Christianity to like India. People. Many Arab traders also came and settled down here. Ibn Battuta, who traveled here a little less than 700 years ago and wrote a travel in which he describes grown on the leaves of Muslims and says that this region a highly respected community. The Portuguese discovered the sea route to India. Jewish from Arab traders were the first to come here, landed with his ship here. Because of all these various historical influences of India, it is surrounded by the sea in Kerala on one side and hills on the different other. Religions, a number of such as Judaism, like people, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism. The people's fishing nets used here look exactly like the Chinese fishing nets and are called China, are grown on the hills. Even the utensil used for frying is called the China chatti. And it is believed that the word Chin could have traders from China. Jewish the fertile lands were the first to come here to growing rice, and a majority of people here Kerala is a state in rice southwest corner of India, and it is surrounded by the sea on one side and hills on the other. A number of about Ladakh like and Kerala. Cloves and cardamoms. While Kerala and Ladakh are quite different in terms of their geographical features, the history of both regions has been similar cultural influences. Both regions were influenced by Chinese and Arab traders. It was a geography of Kerala region which allowed for the cultivation of specialized places for traders. And the special Arab geographical location, the first two geographical location of Ladakh, Kerala, and it's full that real traders southwest region of India. History and geography by the sea tied in the cultural life of and hills on the other. The influences of diverse cultures is not merely a thing of past. Our present lives are all about moving from place to place for work, and with each move our culture, traditions and way of life slowly become part of new place grown on the hills. In similarly in our own neighborhoods we live close to people from several communities. Our daily lives are about the ways in which we do things together and hear stories about each other's lives, customs and traditions. In southwest corner of India, it is surrounded by the sea diversity on one side and hills on the other. Important of a number of species like people. So we can say that historical and geographical factors influences the diversity of people's region. Example Ladakh and Kerala. And the Christ Saint Thomas is believed to have come here nearly 2,000 years ago, and he is credited with bringing Christianity to India. Many Arab traders also came and settled down here. Ibn Battuta, who traveled here a little less than 700 years ago, wrote a travel in which he describes the lives of Muslims and says that they were a highly respected community. The Portuguese discovered the sea route to India from Europe when Vasco da Gama landed with his ship here. Because of all these various historical influences, people in Kerala practice different religions such as Judaism, Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, and Buddhism. The fishing nets used here look exactly like the Chinese fishing nets and are called chinawala. Even the utensil used for frying is called the chinachatti, and it is believed that the word chin could have come from China. The fertile land and the climate are suited to growing rice, and a majority of people here eat rice, fish, and vegetables. So, we are discussed about Ladakh and Kerala. Students, while Kerala and Ladakh are quite different in terms of their geographical features, the history of both regions has been similar cultural influences. Both regions were influenced by Chinese and Arab traders. It was a geography of Kerala which allowed for the cultivation of spices and special geographical location of Ladakh and its wool that drew traders to this region. Thus, history and geography are often tied in the cultural life of a region. The influences of diverse cultures is not merely a thing of past. Our present lives are all about moving from place to place for work, and with each move, our culture, traditions, and way of life slowly become part of new place we are in. Similarly, in our own neighborhoods, we live close to people from several communities. Our daily lives are about the ways in which we do things together and hear stories about each other's lives, customs, and traditions. My students, unity in diversity. India's diversity has always been recognized as a source of its strength. When the British ruled India, women and men from different culture, religious, and regional background came together to oppose them. India's freedom movement had thousands of people of different backgrounds in it. They worked together to decide joint actions. They went to jail together and they found different ways to oppose the British. Interestingly, the British thought they could divide Indians because they were so different and then continue to rule them. But the people showed how they could be different and yet be united in their battle against the British. Songs and symbols that emerged. Emerge means come out. During the freedom struggle, serve as a constant reminder. Constant means lagatar of our country's rich tradition of respect for diversity. Do you know the story of the Indian flag? It was used as a symbol of protest against British. Means British के खिलाफ विरोध by people everywhere. In his book, The Discovery of India, Jawaharlal Nehru says that Indian unity is not something imposed. Imposed means lagaya gaya. Imposed from the outside, but rather It was something deeper and within its fold. Fold means mora hua. The widest tolerance means sahansilta of belief and custom was practiced and every variety acknowledged and even encouraged. Encouraged means protsahit, even encouraged. I repeat, students, in his book, The Discovery of India, Jawaharlal Nehru says that Indian unity is not something imposed from the outside, but rather it was the something deeper and within its fall. The widest tolerance of belief and custom was practiced, and every variety acknowledged and even encouraged. It was Nehru who coined phrase unity in India to describe the country. Coined the phrase means मुहावरा बनाना. जवाहरलाल नेहरू ने मुहावरा बनाया. Students, today finished our lesson understanding diversity. Next time would be learn about the exercise. Okay, student? So, take care. Stay home, stay safe.